Hi, Chad. This is Hellken, and I'm here with RoccoSocko, last year's SnapCon winner. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well so far. Day just started. The pods are up and running, so everyone's really trying to fight for that top 16 spot to make it into tomorrow's matches.
So you won last year's SnapCon. What kind of deck did you use to win that one?
So last year I was really feeling high evolutionary, just the energy cheat using for She-Hulk, the powering up with Sunspot, Cyclops reduction was just, I felt like overall really powerful, and just using a certain combination of armor and Cosmo Tech cards really was what I felt like was best to try to pull it through, and it worked out for me in the end.
So for this year, have you had any like surprise decks in the making and all that kind of stuff, getting ready for this year's?
I got a couple of decks in mind, but this meta is actually very diverse, so anything can really go. One deck, really, I don't feel like is very dominant right now. It's just comes down to just what kind of matchup you can kind of get into, and kind of build best all around deck. I feel is probably going to be best.
So what do you feel like right now is the best tech card for people to slot in their decks? Because I know like Juggernaut's been pretty prevalent to be able to knock people out of their lane. What about for you?
Oh, definitely Shadow King right now with everything with Angela, Kitty, Athena, Cassandra Nova. The one card that can always hit all of them is Shadow King. So you can Shang-Chi 5/8 Angela. You can't really Enchantress 1/7 Kitty, but Shadow King can always reduce those numbers down, and then you can know how much am I going to win this lane by, reducing their numbers practically to nothing, and then focus on that other lane to win.
So being last year's SnapCon winner, are you getting ready to defend your actual title this time?
I'm going to try my best. Gotta get through the top 16 first, but I'll just do the best I can. If I don't make it, then I try my best, and that's all I can really ask for.
Yeah. So for our viewers out there, what kind of from like a top tier player, what future cards are you looking forward to? Maybe not this set, but maybe like I don't know if you've seen any of the new ones for next set with the new activate mechanic.
I remember the name. I'm pretty sure Scarlet Spider. The 4/6 activate, create a copy into another. Is it 4/5 or 4/6?
I think it's a four cost.
Yes, I remember it's like I'm not sure if it's a 5 power or 6 power. I can't remember.
I think it was 6 power.
So the fact that you can create a 4/6 and then make a copy of it anywhere on the board, a
I'd say 4/5.
4/5. Okay, so even then, a 4/10 ability like that. Plus, if you can buff it any way you can beforehand, so if you make it a 5/4/6, 4/7, just being able to move that over, and plus, it's a trigger effect, so you can choose when to activate. You can surprise your opponent like, oh, when am I going to actually move this card over and things like that. So I think that and Madam Web, the fact that she basically turns any card you have in that lane into a Nightcrawler for that turn can be very powerful. The fact that you can just constantly move your cards into other lanes once per turn is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, next week's or next month's activate is going to be kind of cool. Do you expect any cards to actually be currently be changed to probably be an activate effect if they plan on reverting anything or changing anything?
If I had to take a wild guess, so I remembers the old Kitty Pryde, the very first crash the game every time you played her. It was kind of that effect where you would choose to put her back in your hand. Like it had an effect where you just hit it and it would bring it back, and that basically broke the game at the time. And they had to change her to what she is now. So if I had to say one card, possibly Kitty changing back to the old, you choose when to bounce her back to your hand instead of being forced to every turn.
Do you have any speculations on what Zabu, the card that everyone used to love, but has been changed and no longer played, and they have speculations of what it's going to be used for? Do you have any idea what they could possibly do with that?
If I had So if I had to choose, I'd probably just make him a 3 drop. So 3/3 old effect. The fact that it was turn two, love is a strong word. But the fact that you can play a turn two and then play a 4 drop on 3, 4 drop on 4, 2 4 drops on 6. I feel like just reducing that by one turn by making Zabu have to be played on 3 can make it so he's not as dominant as he was before. And I feel like when Zabu was at his peak, it was more so the old Spider-Man at the time, just completely Spider-Man, Absorbing Man, Moon Girl, completely locking your opponent out of lanes for multiple turns at a time. You couldn't do anything. I think that was probably the peak of Zabu hatred. But yeah, I think a 3/3
Whoever
old effect would probably work pretty well. And if not,
Think any kind of activate effect for him?
That could be interesting. So yeah, maybe 2-3 activate. So instead of on reveal, you can choose when to trigger the reduce the cost. So turn 6, you activate it, making your 4s cost 3, 2, 4 costs on the last turn could be pretty powerful.
Yeah. Also, if anyone in chat has any questions for the current SnapCon champion, feel free to post them in chat, and we'll read them while we're going through this. Do you have anything else you'd like to share at the moment?
Uh, Nothing too much. So far, it's been a great time here at SnapCon. Can't wait to play some more games after this upcoming panel I'm going to be on. And then we'll just go from there and just wish everyone good luck in the top 16. And let's see what tomorrow has in store for us.
From what I've gathered, you can't really activate a card that's played. I think it has to be on the field, and then you can activate it the next turn, is what I'm guessing. What about your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not quite too sure on the wording because I guess it does make sense it has to be in play. So it has to be revealed to activate. But activating from the hand could be very interesting if that is a possibility. But might be keywords like activate in play. So, example, activate in play while this card's in play, reduce the cost of your 4 costs in your hand by 1. Certain cards could be very fun to like activate in hand, and then you're not sure. But I'm pretty sure you're right. It's going to be has to be placed up on the board in order to activate.
All right, cool. Chat doesn't really have anything for me. I've kind of run out of questions. So, all right. Before that, for the SnapCon winner, RoccoSocko, do you want to shout yourself out real fast?
Yeah, so I'm on twitch.tv/RoccoSocko. Been kind of absent from streams a little bit, but I'm going to plan on start getting back into swing of things here pretty soon, especially if I'm able to run the title back. So we will see how it goes.
All right. Have a good one, chat.